What's up, everybody? You are live with the Black Comic Lords, live and streaming from Norfolk, Virginia, Atlantic Comicon Saturday night special. We've had a hell of a couple days, fella. We got a special guest. Our man Mike Carson's in the building. Woo! Super Slab Comics.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Appreciate you being here, man.
Glad to be here.
So let's recap what's happened so far, man.
Man, listen, I'll start off by saying this.
Yeah.
This was the first con, I believe, that Mr. Deron Flood and Greg Burnham put together.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Shout out to those cats.
Shout out to them. It was organized. Nothing was crazy. The vendors was cool. This is a great time. I didn't feel rushed. I didn't feel like I had to rush to get everywhere, man. Everything was great. Really good there. So shout out to you guys for throwing this together, putting this together, and inviting us, man. Amazing job. A1. Class act, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those guys deserve every single credit for putting the show on. I think by all accounts, the turnout and way everything was handled has exceeded expectations for everybody. I am more excited about next year's con because it was difficult putting this together. We had our own hiccups in terms of doing what we're doing, and I think we've all learned that things that'll make the next time we do a con that much better. But it's been a great turnout, man.
Amazing turnout.
Right.
Especially for a first show. The foot traffic was awesome.
Crazy.
Everything kind of happened on time, on schedule. Lots of fun faces. I didn't see any arguments, any angry people. People wore deodorant. It was a dope show. So.
Have a fucking good time.
People watched themselves before they came.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
that. Appreciate the people that showered before they came to the con. And it was a varied con, like across the board. It wasn't overly balanced one way or the other. They had comic book people, cosplayers, video gamers, anime people, a little bit of everything. But I didn't feel like I was interfered with by having somebody else enjoying what they enjoy. And I think vice versa. I think it was a little bit of something for everybody. We did a panel discussion with Dr. Kiana Whitted, and I saw like cosplay people and anime people in our crowd watching us talk about all Negro comics, which is a cool thing.
Yeah. And I learned a lot too, man, about just the characters. And then, because I actually, for the first time in a very long time, went back and read the entire book. And there's a lot of little, it's almost like sometimes we read the Bible, there's some other things that you kind of miss and things that you can kind of chew on. So I shout out to Flood for bringing her out there, and then we were able to ask her some questions, and she was very gracious. So that was great, man. What about you, Richard? Y'all forgot Richard was even here, man.
Yeah. To quote Herschel, stole my thunder. It was a good time. We've had a blast so far. Met a lot of dope creators. I'm looking forward to what comes up out of this. A lot of connections are going to be made. We're going to be bringing you guys some dope interviews in the future. New people that we hadn't interviewed before. And again, we have one more day to celebrate and to have fun. Tomorrow, there's going to be a panel on the rise of women in black superheroes.
I'm looking forward to that.
So that's going to be dope to see. And I think Omar is doing a panel as well
on comics in schools, education.
So that was cool. I mean, it was a great time. I think that we all it's been a learning experience. Naturally, we got a chance to chop it up, break bread. We've all four of us. Mike is here, but talking about four of us, myself, Paul, Derek. We all went to comic book shops and had a chance to hang out and do that as well. So. Don't know if we're going to be able to do all of that tomorrow, but
we're not.
Yeah. So suffice to say that we bought a few books while we were here.
Went to hit up some Ollie's.
Yes. Didn't find much. Did y'all buy anything at Ollie's?
This cat talking about, did we find anything at Ollie's? Did you not get anything from Ollie's, Richard?
I mean, listen, I didn't go to they okay, since y'all want to go out there.
You're
My man's blessed me with something from Ollie's. I'll say that. I wasn't with them when they did that, so which makes the gift that much more special that they would think of me to do that. But when we went to Ollie's, we went to Ollie's today, and we were watching all the Eternals fall off the shelf, all the Blue Marbles fall off the shelf, and God knows, I you know, if you want to know where all the vibranium is in the world, it's at Ollie's. Okay, it's falling off the shelf at Ollie's. Shout out to Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Turns out y'all didn't like that movie too much, because all of the merch is at this
dispersed and sent to the void.
It's sent to the void. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what's wrong with y'all.
So suffice to say that everything, guys, it has been a blast. Let's have fun. I looking forward to, like Paul says, the next one. This has been a learning work mission for us. So we have a lot of work to do. We thank each and every one of you for supporting Black Comic Lords. Just also know that Black Comic Lords is respected, and we recognize we have a whole lot of work to do so we can obtain more respect and more accolade. But there are people out here that are very much aware that we out here and we active. So salute to all of y'all, man, for rocking with us. And you know, shout out to my man Mike Carson, who volunteered today, walked around with us, held the camera.
This man was a soldier today.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
He saw that we had a need, we were struggling. He said, "How can I help?"
We had a need.
You know how rare it is for us to hear someone come up to us and go, "How can we help?"
So
that
was
shout out to Mike Carson, man. Shout out to Mike Carson.
Salute to Mike, because again, he came off the bench, and he gets the MVP because he didn't have to do it, but he chose to come out here, hang out with us, and help us. So thank you, Mike, for all that you do on behalf of Super Slabs and the culture.
So Mike, what I'm gonna need for you to do, I need you to get up, go in front of that camera, look in the camera, say your name, and say, "I'm a Black Comic Lord."
For sure.
That's funny.
Yeah.
You gonna really get up?
And also,
I'm serious.
talk about your
pause.
YouTube.
We'll get to that next.
So my name is Mike Carson.
Lower.
Am I in there?
Yeah.
You're in there.
All right. My name is Mike Carson, Super Slabs Comics. Check us out on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, wherever. And I am a Black Comic Lord.
That's what's up. And it's so funny he said that today, because I'll share with you guys some backstage stuff. We were getting ready to do the panel, and Flood was looking for us to come on stage and get the con started, the talk, get it started. He saw Mike there with us, and he just said casually, "You ain't no Black Comic Lord." But it was funny to me because Mike has really rocked with Black Comic Lords since the very beginning. Day one. So in theory, so shout out to my man Flood. Our brother's always been a Black Comic Lord. And here's the thing: we've never claimed that this is an exclusive membership. Black Comic Lords is a platform. It is a stage where we champion Black superheroes, Black creators, Black characters. And so anybody that does that, as far as I'm concerned, they are Black Comic Lords.
It's a movement. It's not just a person. So yeah.
So anyway,
what's the topic, man? What we talking about now?
So
look, one of the
There's
things.
questions in the chat too.
All right, we can get to the questions chat. One quick thing though, we had one of the cool things about this con is the amount of talent that was on the exhibit hall. I personally was excited to see Aletha Martinez, who I met first in New York. We're gonna try and get her on the show sometime soon. But she had a lot of fire stuff. A lot of artists had a lot of fire stuff. I spent way too much money. I'm gonna deal with my wife when I get home. I think my kids' college fund is still safe, hopefully.
Just got to pack lunch all week.
You gotta pack lunch or something. I think Mike got some dope stuff he wanted to share with us.
Oh yeah. So I had the pleasure of stopping by a Black Cotton in the table and everything.
Shout out to Brian Hawkins and
Patrick Foreman.
Patrick Foreman. Happy birthday to Patrick Foreman.
Oh yeah. So Patrick actually he just dropped I don't know if you guys can see this.
Yes.
It's a book called Remember. And he did it for his 50th birthday, and he actually only did 50 copies. So make sure you jump on the website right now, blackcotton.com, their IG, because there's limited to 50 copies. Everything's signed, and I'm pretty sure that he bundled it all in with a couple other books. So definitely jump on that. I don't know if you guys can check this out.
Yes.
I won't spoil all this good news, but this one right here, remember I said something about this.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on it because big things are happening here. So
That's what's up.
and then I don't know if you guys remember this one right here, but it's Black Cotton 1. It's the Scout Comics Santana Jr. variant right here. It's one that everyone was kind of seeking out back in the day. Got a fine sister on the front cover. And luckily, I walked by a couple times and I seen it sitting there on display. Walked up to him, asked me, was it for sale? I have one, but I don't have a slab signature series. So this one right here, happy to go home to the PC, signed by Patrick himself. And
Make it a little closer for you.
Yep.
That's a super slab right there.
That might be
That's so
the most gorgeous cover I've seen in some time right there.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Shout out.
Everybody wanted this cover when
Yeah.
it came out.
tons of energy. Like I said, hey, I gave folks a chance, to go for it. Walk by a few times, but hey, the third or fourth time I walked back by Black Cotton's table, hey, she had to come on home with me. So shout out to Patrick again. Threw in the Remember poster for me just for topping the slab, and good brother. So make sure you like, subscribe, go follow Black Cotton on Instagram, and they'll probably follow you back too. So
That's what's up.
That's good stuff. What's some questions that we got?
Yeah, so what's chat talking about? How was the football traffic through the day?
Foot traffic. Wait a minute.
Foot traffic.
Foot traffic.
So for this being like the first inaugural con, the foot traffic was actually amazing. I've been to tons of events, and first time out, and you kind of wondering like when the people are going to go. 10 o'clock in the morning is a line outside. So shout out to Ron Flood, and Greg, man, they threw an amazing event. It was foot traffic pretty much throughout the whole day. How you get the cons in the house kind of get crowded. It was one of those type of events. So from little kids to cosplay, playing video games, it was all types of people here. So
You can tell people in this area haven't had a con in a while, or they were just excited to be here. Like they were seeming like, yo, it's a con here? All right, let's go. And like that was the energy that I felt when I was here. So what's another question?
Okay, two-part question. You already answered part of it, but how was Aletha Martinez? And did she change the locks, Paul?
Change the locks?
Locks.
I don't know what that means.
Did she change the locks?
as far as her hair,
Oh, that might have been not your wife.
No, that was about the
Okay,
money he
never
spent. That was the bread he spent.
Oh, never mind.
He
Never
don't-
mind.
We don't know if he still. You got to go back.
I'm not home yet, so
Yeah.
thank you for mentioning that. Hopefully the wife is not watching this. I love you, baby.
Oh,
I miss you.
Give him a cavity.
Please let me come home.
I'm pretty sure the lives still stay up right from earlier.
Yeah.
So if you go on to the site and check the live, we actually did like a good 10-minute interview of her right there on the spot. So, and she gave a lot of jewels out. So
She drops a
make sure you
lot
check
of
back in.
tea. She's funny. She's down to earth, but really, really funny. She's definitely. If you ever see her in a con, she's very, very approachable. I know sometimes that's what people kind of mean by that. But she's very, very approachable. So
She ain't missing a beat. As soon as you asked her a question, it was boom, boom, boom.
She had some fire
She was ready.
art. She had some fire art
yeah,
that she was showing off, man.
And there's one particular piece you picked up, right?
I don't have it with me. I'm sure I'll post it up later for y'all to see. But it's something I'm proud to have, and I'll be happy to share with my daughter too. So I'm
She
excited.
did. I'm gonna sound
One
stupid.
day.
She didn't do that Green Lantern book, did she?
No.
The girl
Green Lantern.
Okay,
So Joe.
now Mr. DC Comics has a question.
All
Not
right.
a question,
Let's
a
go to
comment.
Richard.
And I'm sure it's aimed at Rich.
Black Lightning has a book coming out. So yeah, we
You might have
got
heard
the
that.
news. And the truth be told, we can talk about it now.
We can talk about it now.
When we interviewed Brandon Thomas, behind the scenes, he kind of let us know that that's what was going to happen. Because I had a hashtag on my interview when we did the interview with him for Epiphany Engine. Where's Black Lightning? Hashtag Where's Black Lightning? He saw my hashtag and was like, he looked at it, he said, I looked at it, man. I was like, okay, I think I know the answer. And so yeah, the solicit has come out that there will be a Black Lightning comic book coming out. Pre-orders will be very, very soon. I think it'll be November when the first book is supposed to come out. So I'm looking forward to it. It is a Black Lightning self-titled book. It's what I've been looking for, screaming for. So yeah.
Since 1977.
Yeah. So Mr. Towers asked, will you guys be at Baltimore Con?
Who?
No, and no. Here's the thing. Here's
Tell somebody from Baltimore Con to pay.
If they have invited us,
if we're formally invited and they are willing to fly us out, oh yeah, we'll go. You know what I'm saying? Let me just say this about Deron Flood and Greg Burnham. One of the reasons why we wanted to be here is because one, this is year one of this con, and two, I salute our brother, and I look to him as a comic book friend, if I can say it like that. He's doing something major like this. You want to support people that are, doing something exceptional. He could have, been mediocre with it, but it's been I would say an excellent experience, very well balanced. We got some dollar bins we're gonna dig into tomorrow. So we got comics here as well, and a lot of comic book creators and artists and writers. So along with the cosplay, along with the gaming, there's an element of gaming. There's a Tekken tournament going on as well. So this was a healthy balance of blurred culture. We handle it as comic books. We handle one aspect of that, but it's been a pretty amazing con. And listen, there were some different faces in this. This wasn't just a 100% black guy. You know what I'm saying? There were people that that did cosplay that were white guys were here, white gals were here. He showed enough, I would say, openness to where they felt comfortable being here.
Absolutely.
So shout out to my man. He did his thing. And for those of you who wanted to be here, I'm gonna just tell you, you missed it. That's all I can tell you.
don't be a fan later.
2025, man.
Yeah, check your local listings and save your pennies so you can be here next year.
Local listings.
So it was a car show too.
That's a joke. And
That's
now
one thing
no
I'm sorry I
cars
didn't
out
get
front.
down to see the car.
Yeah, it's cars down there.
I heard it was a Black Panther car down there. I missed out on
Black
it.
Panther car was so dope,
You want to
man.
share those pictures?
Woo! How do I do that?
I can put on, send them to me. In,
I'll do that.
And don't forget in that Black Lightning book, it's going to feature Thunder and Lightning, his daughters.
Yes.
So
yes,
if you're a fan
yes,
of those,
yes,
make sure you go out there and get those first appearances.
Is-
They're very affordable right now.
Is
Something you
this
don't want to sleep on.
is this the first time we're gonna see a black family? No,
Nope.
in DC, but not Marvel, but in DC, yeah, black family comic.
That's
No,
possible.
they've been in
Who?
comics together before.
But the black, but this is
It's their feature though.
their feature as a black family superhero team.
yeah, that's
Never.
that part is different. But
Yeah.
Thunder particularly has been in books in
Yeah.
outsiders books with Black Lightning.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be cool to see that. But let's talk about. Somebody brought up Letha Martinez. I got a chance to meet some of my heroes today. First, Larry, who is a living legend He's him and Todd Johnson, who is very tall, probably should be a basketball player.
He had that hoop.
And I just had fun. I spent my first money with him. I wasn't going to purposely do that, but when they asked me, because that's what it was, we were in the middle of filming somebody. Who was it? We were filming somebody. Todd comes up to me and Herschel, I think, and we're talking, and he's like, "Hey, no, it was Paul.
It was me. Yeah.
It was Paul," and he was like, "You know, we want to see you." So I'm like, "Okay, I want to see him for sure."
Just wanted to say hi.
Yeah, and that's what it was, just to say hi. But I wound up staying there, getting the shirt, getting to meet a living legend.
Yeah.
Larry Stroman is a living, breathing comic book, incredible artist. Ain't nobody touched Tribe. Tribe came out 30 years ago. Ain't nobody has touched Tribe. That's milestone. As terms of single issues, the copies that it sold and all that, Larry Stroman is in the history books. Todd Johnson is in the history books for Tribe. And so to just be able to just give my man a pound, that kind of thing, and then I got a Tribe t-shirt and he gave me a poster. And I'm gonna spend some bread with him because I brought some books to get signed. I think that's one of the parts tomorrow that we're gonna do. We're gonna get signatures on books. My other hero that I got a chance to meet was
Hold on. Pause. One last thing on Larry Stroman.
Yeah.
I got to talk to him a bit today, and he made an interesting comment because I told him that we went. I was following Rich doing the dollar bin bully stuff, and I said, late last night we found a late night open comic book store, the whole Black Comic Lord crew, and we was hitting up the back issue bins, and I was definitely trying to find some stuff by Larry Stroman so I could bring it back to have him sign it. And I told him this. And he's like, "Man, I'm one of the few cats out there that you can go to just about any comic book store in America and definitely find some work that I've done." Mm-hmm. And he was like very proud of that. And it's true. Like, not every comic artist can say that.
I can't say that. Yeah.
A lot of comic artists can't say that. Where you can walk into a store, any comic book store
in America,
and you're going to find their work in that comic book store.
Yeah.
That makes you a GOAT. That makes you a GOAT. And the
that's
fact
why
that they have a GOAT here at the very first inaugural Atlantic Comicon is significant.
Yes.
Shout out to Larry. Shout out to Todd Johnson, the youngest looking 63-year-old in America.
I still don't believe that. I don't believe that. That's cap, man.
He's drinking.
I need to see that brother's driver's license. There's no way Todd Johnson is 63 years old.
Man, he looked great, man.
No way that brother's 63. I don't believe that.
He drinking that elixir from Wakanda or something. I don't know. But what I do know is these guys are legends, and we still have them here. We need to give them their flowers as much as.
And the most genuine cats you can imagine.
Absolutely.
How they appear is exactly who they are. There's no two-face with those cats.
Yeah.
Appreciate them.
I got a chance to meet Marcus Williams, Marcus the Visual.
We got to post that video up. I'm gonna send you that.
That was a geek moment. I think that. Now here's the funny thing about it. I was pretty chill with Larry Stroman.
Oh.
But when I met Marcus Williams, I went full
fanboy geek. Fanboy.
I just love that dude's art. You know what I'm saying? Some artists, their art
got
speaks
fun
to
art.
you.
His art is fun.
Yeah. But their art speaks to you. And for whatever reason, aesthetic-wise, colors or whatever, that guy's art talks to me. And that's not to say that they're quote unquote better artists or whatever, but I just know that guy, ain't nobody touching him. That dude is incredible. And so I'm going to get books tomorrow signed from him as well. We met a lot of dope people, y'all. Shout out to Varnell Young and Millennial Comics.
Varnell Young, the one who looked like an ex-hooper.
Yep.
He's about 6'3".
Shout out to Delta Dogs, man. Herschel, did you pick up the number one? Or you
I picked up the number one.
Okay, he picked up the number one, Delta Dogs. And, I'm going to spend some bread with him tomorrow as well. But I got a chance to really hang out. And one of my super dope moments, and I'm gonna shut up. I got a chance to finally meet in person my man Otis, Black Lion
That was special,
Automatic.
man. That was special.
Got a chance to see that dude face to face, and he came bearing gifts.
Yeah.
So to my man Otis, thank you from the bottom of my heart. There's a lot of incredible people, special people in this space, y'all. This is a dope hobby full of dope people, dope creators, dope collectors, and I'm just happy that I'm able to like just mingle in the midst of them. So, what was your favorite moment from the day?
Listen, when you sit behind a computer, sit behind your phone, and you talk to some of these guys, or you just put stuff out there. Sometimes nobody responds. You get no likes, no shares. But then when you step foot in the con, and certain people like they have to kind of scratch their head. I've seen this logo. Oh, I joined your group a while back. That's great. I mean, it's impact for me. And so that was dope. And everybody, I was telling them when we was just eating, everybody was as advertised. The same way they are on social media is how they presented themselves here. And what I probably on the plane ride back, I'm gonna decompress a little bit more and think on some things. But I really appreciate when we do walk up on, and we do this on lives all the time, but we do walk up on artists and stuff, and especially with Paul, we're able to like regurgitate, and we know their material, and they're like, "Damn, y'all actually read our stuff?" Like, man, we're supposed to, but they don't.
Comic lords.
They don't run into people that can kind of like go back to them and say, "Good." And I like what you said about this, that, and the third. Yeah. And like we remember stuff, and we got books that they probably even forgot about. And so it just really changes the whole conversation, because they recognize that they're not just talking to just this, they're talking to people that genuinely like what they do. They're talking to fans. And not just people like have to ask them, who are you? We already know who you are. And we're going to give you your whole freaking resume because we studied you. And that makes somebody feel good. We're able to say something positive. You're able to go down in your bag and share stuff and things like that. Listen, I got to go to the restroom real quick, but I'll be back. But Paul, pass the mic to you.
Only on Black Comic.
Only on Black Comic. I'm going to come back with a wife beater, too. But y'all been asking for that.
That part.
That's how you know we always keep it real with y'all, man. We always keep it 100.
So speaking on what, to kind of piggyback on what Herschel said about, just seeing people. Von L said something I thought was funny, that he said that, oh, y'all all real people, that it's not a bot or whatever, what I'm saying. And truth be told, we're no different than the next cat or whatever, what I'm saying. We just happen to love this stuff. And our conversation with Diane Whitted, I'm gonna just ask Paul about this. Kiana Whitted. We had a good time with her. So much so that she told us, she said she wanted to interview us. That's how much fun we had with her today. And so Paul kind of led the discussion. What was your thoughts, Paul, about the discussion on All Negro Comics today with Dr. Kiana Whitted?
First of all, it was an absolute honor just to be asked to be on a panel with a scholar of that note, who's written material that, I don't want to say it's required reading in our community, but it's definitely something that you should read.
Yes.
To talk about one of the most, if not the most important comic book within our community. Mm-hmm. That was important to all of us, I think. Absolutely. I think that was something that we were honored to do. Yep. She's a genuinely nice person. And she's wrote a phenomenal book. She knows her stuff. And it was just cool. It was just cool chopping it up about something that we're passionate about.
Right.
At the end of the day, if we appear like we know a lot about a particular subject, or that people are like, wow, we love your enthusiasm about that subject. Or I had someone ask the other day, who was it? I don't remember who it was. They said, I don't know how you guys do what you do. I don't know how you crank out. It might have been Joe Illich or somebody like that. Say, I don't know how you guys do as much stuff as you do. And the answer is because we genuinely love this stuff, man. Like, we're passionate about it. We don't get paid to do this. You know, we do it because we love it. We believe in what we're trying to do, which is, in short, as speaking of Joe Illich, I love this quote by him, becoming this nexus point of Black comic book collecting realities. And what I mean by that is just having a spot where we can vibe and we can share in this culture and share together. Because it's not just us, it's y'all. I mean, you share I learn as much as from a lot of the people in our community as they may think they learned from me. And I scroll through the page sometimes, see someone post up and say, hey, here's something nobody knows about, first appearance of this, here's a significant issue. I'm immediately going on eBay, like, I need to cop that. That's dope. I do the same thing y'all do, because we're all sharing together, and that's what community does. And having a con like this is that times 100.
Absolutely.
Right? It is a nexus point of realities for our community, and this was dope. This has been dope.
Yeah, it's almost surreal. Shout out to Jeffrey Thorne, who just joined us. It's surreal in the sense that,
What's up, Jeff?
We're just regular guys who happen to love comics. Paul's a lawyer.
Sometimes,
but he's also a family guy. Derek works with IT, and he has a very highly stressful job, right? I'm a truck driver, associate pastor in my church. I'll bring this up because we're all family men. Our days are full.
Mike's an entrepreneur.
Yeah, Mike, entrepreneur,
business
owns
owner,
a store.
I own a convenience store in Athens, Ohio.
Yeah. So our days are full. And he just became a pops not too long ago, right, Mike?
Surprise, baby. After 12 long years, one just popped up on me. So I'm definitely feeling it again.
That poor baby he's an older dad. The older dads, they get wore out. But I bring that up to say that we're all men who enjoy the love of comic books and the comic book arts, the hobby itself. We genuinely love this because this is really what we do to decompress. This is what we do to get us away from the things that we have to do. So naturally, you know what I'm saying, that love that we developed helped create where we are now. We came a long way from Sunday nights, Herschel and his wife beater. And yawning on the screen. But he would be Herschel without a troll moment. I gotta go to the bathroom. We just let Herschel be Herschel. And in the meantime, me and Paul and the rest of the squad tried to keep this thing on the track. That's what we do. So it's just certain things, it's just the price of admission. So Black Comic Laws is awesome, but there's some things that go with it that just keep us easily amused. But we came a long way from Sunday nights. Paul came on board and we just shot up like a rocket. Not because we're special, we just did the work. It took us a minute to get here. And that's why we can definitely say BCL is here to stay. BCL will continue to thrive. BCL will continue to do the things that godfathers like Joe Illich, Rodney Barnes, the list goes on and on. We're going to continue to make sure that these creators and these characters that we love are at the forefront. As long as BCL has something to do with it, we're going to make sure that that their lives and their creativity is cared for, curated, and acknowledged, because we cannot expect people outside of our culture and outside of our community to acknowledge these guys if we don't bring the acknowledgement first.
I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah.
So we have this little saying with BCL, buy the comics, read the comics. We mean that. If we didn't buy the comics and read the comics, we're not sitting here today in front of nobody. So this has been a special, time for us. We appreciate everybody that's, a part of our squad, everybody that has rocked with us, everybody that's given a super chat, everybody that has acknowledged that we helped them get back into collecting and that kind of thing.
Which is a very high compliment.
Yes.
Yeah.
It means a lot. It means a lot. And so just being here, I can say Black Comic Lords is respected. Black Comic Lords is active, and we will continue to be. The sky's the limit. So yeah. And we got one more day. We're not done.
We got another day.
So to add to that, one thing I did learn today, walking around shooting you guys doing live interviews. Once we mentioned that, hey, this is Black Comic Lords, you're live, all of a sudden everybody jumped up with excitement. You see everybody perked up and they start spitting off information. And that goes to show you that people are paying attention, people are listening, especially creators. They know you guys have a great audience. I want to say it's like 60,000 plus members now on the Facebook page. So every creator we walked up to, Tuskegee Airs, Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer, Devil Dogs, you name it. The good brother from Columbus, Michael Watt, shout out to my Ohio brethren out there. It was great meeting you too. But every single time we mentioned, hey, you live on Black Comic Lords, any information you want to get to the people, they didn't hesitate to just spit off, where you can find their books, where you can find their comics. And that'll show you that your platform has grown to the level where creators are actually utilizing it, and the potential for them to actually reach an audience that they never were able to meet before is there. So that's one of the greatest things that I learned just walking around today. It kind of opened the door to just going around where they kind of, sometimes people might not know you, ignore you a little bit, but everybody was happy to talk to you guys today. So shout out to everything y'all doing. Big respect to that. And as far as things that happened today, I mean, the video game tournament was dope. That was top level right there. It looked just as big as any other Comic-Con I ever been to. And the cosplay,
Some good cops.
man, it might have been a good 100 or so more applicants. And I got to see my man Static Shock out there. So hey, I was happy to say it. So
speaking of that, let's go on and get into the shenanigans.
Why you turning around looking at
Wow.
me? I'm Mr. Shenanigans.
Are we gonna do that?
Let's get into the shenanigans.
Well, you get started.
We gonna do that?
Let's go. Let's go.
You keeping it 100?
Keep on it.
Keeping it 100. This Black Comic Lords, baby. So we're at a con, right? We having a discussion.
Oh, excuse me.
This guy.
It's Saturday night. We can all do it all you want.
We having a discussion. We're talking about cosplay, and we brought up. I didn't see anybody as far as black characters, but Herschel just confirmed it, and Mike just confirmed it that somebody did come as Static. One person.
nope, I seen Blade.
Oh, you saw Blade.
There's a
I
storm.
seen Storm.
There was a storm. So I didn't. And again, I don't want to say that there wasn't. I just know I didn't see them. Now the cosplay I did see, they were incredible. I saw Velma. I saw Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
I saw Harley Quinn.
That's great.
You know what I'm saying? We got some cosplayers not too right alongside of us. But we were talking about black characters and the lack of cosplay in that area that we really want to see more of that. It's kind of like, when we put on, and I'm not a cosplayer, but when we see our
I'm
characters
sure it's just like a
on life,
baseball player.
gotcha.
Not good, right?
when you see cosplayers,
Black
right?
Comic Lords original.
Unauthorized. Too.
Yeah.
Don't ask us how you got that.
Yes.
Unauthorized.
So, but when you see that stuff, right, you generally want to appreciate what they're doing. You just want to see your characters. I would love to see somebody play Acolyte. Would love to see somebody play Ultra. Would love to see somebody play, Blue Marvel. We did see a static. I mean, not static. We did see somebody playing Miles Morales. We just wanted to see more of that. And it's not to discount anybody from coming to do that stuff. It takes hard work to do that stuff. It takes a lot of ability. So I'm not shading nobody. I just would like to see more Black characters in cosplay, more cosplayers doing Black characters. I just think that's dope. We got too many dope superheroes that they could play. I would love to see somebody play Livewire from Valiant. What's wrong with Vixen? What's wrong with Nubia? You know what I'm saying?
We see the Nubians and the Vixen all the time. Livewire, you don't. And like I was telling Richard, the reason why, I know in the cosplay community, they are, when they go to regular cons, they're told, oh, y'all, that such person ain't Black. And they've been going through that since probably cons and cosplay have kind of married each other. And so now they come probably dressing as characters that are not traditionally Black, which is great. It's fantastic. However, the actual Black characters kind of get left behind. And you hear things like, well, a lot of people don't know about the Black characters. Well, those characters aren't popular. Well, those characters aren't leads. Well, those characters are sidekicks. And a lot of those things are myths. I mean, we just had Ace Blade with Danny Quinn. That character is a lead in his own book. And it's Black independently owned, but that doesn't mean he's ineligible to be cosplayed. And sure, when you show up as an Ace Blade, you're going to have people say, well, who is this guy? Well, that's a great time for you to say, let me educate you. Now, I get that if you walk around and you spend 40% of your day educating people on who this character is, that gets a little tiring. And I understand that. But that should be happening more often. And so part of what the Black Comic Lords are doing is showcasing different characters and heroes. And hopefully the cosplayers that are listening and watching, they're inspired to actually go out and be these characters. And it's okay if you're there and nobody knows who you are. But if you're a person that's trying to blow up and be Instagram famous and want to be this YouTuber, and it's a little bit of a different path. You're going to have to be a trailblazer because a lot of people aren't going to know who you are. And we recognize that, we understand that. But like I said,
and here's the deal. Let me just
wait. The last part. And if you're not going to cosplay as those characters, white folks not going to do that. Other races aren't going to do it. A lot of them, not because they don't want to, it's just because a lot of them feel like, well, I don't want to offend Black people by coming here dressed as a Black character.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you, no. Let's go ahead and keep it real. Let's say we get a white person to play Blade. We'll call it cultural appropriation.
It depends, though.
I said what I said.
It depends on what type of con you in. Because if it's majority, if it's like a younger crowd, they're not gonna say that.
Well, all I know is that it's no criticism. And here's the thing: it's all hobby, it's all fandom. Express yourself in whatever you see fit. It's not my place to criticize or to tell a person what they should do. I just know that I would like to see more Black cosplayers do more Black characters. That's just a personal desire of mine because, again, we're all familiar with some of these characters or whatever, and it's dope to see people put these costumes together. That takes effort, that takes time, that takes ability. But to Herschel's point, when you make that investment in your own people or whatever, that's a trailblazing point, and you have an opportunity to be a trailblazer versus a follower. And that's all I'm saying. Trust me, Black Comic Lords, we're trying to be trailblazers. But we know what comes with trailblazing? Hits. You You're gonna get criticized. You're not gonna get the look. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it is what it is. But I tell you what, I know that there's people wish they could be sitting right here, right now. Some people probably feel, Paul, they're more qualified than us to sit here.
Oh, we already know it's not feel. They feel
We're
that
not gonna
way.
say no names.
So they say it in the comments.
He said it. He said it, not me.
But we ain't trying to be petty. We ain't gonna be petty.
Yeah, that's funny.
I will add though,
Yeah.
this one thing about the cosplay. There were a lot of Black cosplay characters here. The thing I will say is that a lot of them are anime characters, Magic the Gathering type characters, characters that a lot of comic heads aren't more familiar with. For example, there was an Afro Samurai here. And a lot of people kind of go over a lot of people's here, and it just seemed with a sword, and you don't know who it is. But I mean, it was a dope costume. He had the fro out and everything. So there's characters like that aren't comics per se, but they are Black animated characters or anime characters that are popular culture. So that's why I think a lot of younger cosplayers kind of roll with those type of characters,
absolutely.
because when you go to bigger shows and stuff, it kind of relates more to
And
the audience.
that's not to interrupt, Mike, and he was at the discussion on all Negro comics.
Yeah.
Because I walked up to him and afterwards and said, Afro. Says, what's up? I gave him a pound, that kind of thing. It was cool to see that. That was a moment. I had forgot about it. Thank you, Mike, for reminding me.
You said that was a moment. You said you forgot about it.
I had
messing,
forgot
I'm
about
messing.
it in terms of seeing that guy. I forgot that I had
Because
seen
he might
him.
have never even heard of it. So a lot of people say I never heard of All Negro Comics.
And that's cool. But see, we tried to give context in our discussion talking about All Negro Comics. First Black comic book creator, owned that kind of book. For those, just a real quick synopsis. All Negro Comics came out in 1947, right? Came out, had numbers of multiple stories, Ace Harlem, Lion Man, right? The Do Dillies, which is like Afro, futurism or fantasy, if I can say it like that. A lot of different stories. And this book came out in 1947, right? And with the intention of printing All Negro Comics issue number 2, but were not able to do so because the news press or the news printers, the newsprint that they were using to print the books would not sell them newsprint. They were stopped dead in their tracks. This is the part of the history of Black comic book collecting and experience, which is why this is the grail of grails in our community. We love Evan. We love FF52. We love Crown Comics. Shout out to my man Mike, because he got one.
He got one.
The first appearance of Buddha. We love these books, but all of those books have to bow down to that book, because that was the first. Crazy thing is, having a discussion about that, there were things that we talked about in that discussion. Paul brought up the concept, and I'm gonna let him, kind of expound further on it. Racial time. And Dr. Whitty spoke to that. But that's a real thing. And guess what? A lot of us in this community are experiencing that very same thing. So Paul, talk about it, bro.
Yeah, I mean, the concept of racial time and that Dr. Kiana Whitted brings up in her book, Desegregating Comics, is the idea is that as a community, what we get, our benefits, the things that we enjoy are always delayed, whether it be the right to exist, the right to have freedom, the right to be able to vote, the right to not live in a segregated community. These are all benefits that we have to wait on. As a Black creator, historically, you've had to wait. You've had to wait to be allowed to have your name on the front cover of a book. You've had to wait to be acknowledged as a writer or an artist on a book. You've had to wait to be able to do stories of your own characters in a book that were not minstrels. You've had to wait to be able to even start your own company and put your own book out. We've always had to wait. And funny enough, as we talk about the strides that we've made as a people, these same Black creators that we have today, and we talk about the struggles that they have getting their books out on a regular time period because they have to wait on this, they have to wait on that. That's the same struggles that Black creators were doing back in the 1940s. And that was all came up was a question of if the creators of back then could look at us now, what would their reaction be? And I said that they'd probably be shocked that the creators today got the same problems they had back then, just on a different scale, but it's the same problems. So yeah, and that's kind of why we do what we do here, is to bring those types of things to light and to try and alleviate the problem, which I think really comes down to us giving more support to those creators that do stuff for us and by us, you know? And even in a broader sense, giving recognition to the concept that these creators are just as good, if not better, than their counterparts in the wider community. And these characters themselves, these stories themselves, these books deserve to be held up in that same fashion. We talk about cosplayers and how they want to dress up as characters from another genre that was not created by us or controlled by us, or, you know, bigging up these particular characters because they have a Black face of a more popular genre. I don't get in trouble. Everyone's shifting their sheets now because I'm getting into uncomfortable topics. But it's late. I don't give a shit. So
Wow.
You know, we have to reprioritize as a community. We have to reprioritize, and more importantly, we have to recognize our own value. Our own value, not the value that a larger community says, these characters are the ones that are popular. These characters are the ones that are cool. These characters are the ones that deserve promotion. These characters get a movie deal. These characters get a lunchbox. We have, Mike was talking earlier, we were talking about business, and you talk about the purchasing power of the African-American community.
Yep.
We have real purchasing power in this country, in this world. We can create our own narrative. We can promote our own characters with our own dollars. The immediate thing that comes to mind was the Black Panther movie. Marvel didn't expect that movie to do as well as it did. And it's $1 billion, $1.3 billion. Large part of that was our dollars. You're gonna tell me we can't take that momentum and move it into into comics?
I'm pretty sure it's
Well-
top 10 movie grossing all time, if I'm mistaken.
Facts. So that's a matter of prioritize. And that goes back to us giving value to us. We have to recognize our own value and stop putting our value and expecting validation from others, from without. It's not necessary.
Today's,
Oh, boy.
Fuck them, man. I'm done with them.
today's Marcus Garvey's birthday.
It is.
Yeah, that's what somebody just put on there. Gordon, we were just talking about Umar Johnson.
Thank you, Gordon. Big up and enough respect to the honorable and righteous Marcus Messiah Garvey,
Yeah, well,
one of my personal heroes.
I'll be happy to see when the FDMG Academy finally makes its.
Don't have Umar make a whole video about you. I'm gonna slide over this way. So Umar, he was right there beside his head. What's next time?
You said cars, right?
Cars.
We have car pictures.
Cars.
When
We saw some
Dope
dope
That's
cars
all open.
right there, right?
I will give him a slow clap.
Listen, y'all who don't know, We've been trying to transition to cars for the last 30 minutes.
I'm sorry. Look, I didn't mean to get heavy. I didn't get to heavy.
Cars. Come on, what do you do?
So you said cars?
The cars outside.
Okay, so yeah, we saw some dope cars today as well. My favorite was probably the Black Panther car. That right there is the Boondocks car.
Yeah.
That was an ill car to look at. You know what I'm saying? I like the black side of it. The white side is cool. With Riley and Huey on it. But
I like the black side, but the white side.
Pun intended. You can say
This
car,
picture
right?
is the picture of the storm car.
I've never seen
The inside of the storm car.
hold on to that comment, Vagrant. We're gonna address
This
that
the
comment in a minute.
outside of the Black Panther car.
Yeah.
These pictures do not do it justice.
Yeah.
This
I'll
car
say
is phenomenal.
There's a lot going on at this festival. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
That's
Black
a storm
Panther
car.
car. Yeah, that's a storm car. But the Black Panther car had a picture of Chadwick Boseman on it. That was just incredible.
There's the black side.
The black
Yeah,
side
the
of
black
the
side of the
Boondocks
Boondocks car. Yeah, that the other side is the Uncle Ruckus side. That's the Black.
Yeah. Here we go. Right here, race in it. That was okay. Can we say that was the best car though? This one right here.
It
had the most. It had a lot of stuff on it.
That's the Afro Samurai car right there.
I think the art was a little bit better on this one.
Yeah, the Afro Samurai car was pretty dope.
That was just a regular Charger.
Yeah, it's just a regular Charger that's out there.
This is the video of the Black Panther car.
That's-
Just so y'all know, these are rappers. You know, obviously.
Are you kidding me?
Paul, he's fanning out.
Oh, where'd you confiscate this man from?
I might have fanboyed out a little bit. Do we really need to hear my audio?
This is where the kids are wishing almost.
Yo, I need them rim caps for the Jag, dog. I need that from a car.
He picked the Jalia.
Yeah, it could have did a lot of it.
Damn, it seems like it's glowing.
That's because
Oh, it's crazy.
That spoiler kid is ridiculous.
Guess what? I've seen those. Just like that. Hold on, I gotta finish up the T'Challa here, man. I might need a picture of me in that car.
They not offered to purchase the
You got
car.
Storm next to T'Challa. Oh, Boondocks.
yeah.
You're right.
So sorry.
Well, as you can see, we had a fantastic weekend.
Oh, the
Storm car. I've never seen an engine get into Black Panther before, man. That hurt. Those lights, those eyes are lit up, by the way. Too fast.
Might as well come jump in and say
Come
word.
on, jump in and say word. We live.
We live.
Come over here, man. Come over here. We were just talking about you.
So Greg say, "Look, I got my food. I'm gonna go home."
Oh, okay.
We got a special guest. Come here, man. That's not funny. Come here.
Been enjoying it.
So, we were just talking about how incredible this con has been
I'm so right.
and how honored we are to just be invited to it. This is one of our the con co-creators, co-founders, Mr. Greg Burnham. Shout out to Greg Burnham.
Oh, yeah.
Accolades to you, bro.
20 years. I don't have a badge for some reason.
Why don't you have?
I
Well,
get a
because
badge,
you got your
but-
face. You don't need a badge,
I
dude.
got your face.
I got a Black Comic Book lanyard. So
Yeah.
So tell us about how you feeling at the end of this day, man.
Day one, your first con.
I don't know.
Because if I'd asked you this question 2 days ago, you'd be like, I'm stressed, dude. I'm so stressed.
Yeah, that's true.
First day's done. First day's done.
Just anxious because I'm hoping that tomorrow can match like energy wise and stuff. Today it was happening so fast because you plan for it,
Right.
and then you got to do some hoping and praying that people are gonna support. People are gonna show up. We have people that support it, but you never know. Sometimes they might not show.
So,
And that's very important.
Right.
Because if our vendors and artists, are able to make money, then it's like
it works.
yeah. So
How's the feedback been so far?
pretty good. There's been certain things I'm extremely critical, like of myself all the time anyway. So I saw there were like little things, but for the most part, people were very understanding.
Yeah.
It's our first one. It might look like we know everything that we're doing, but
trust me, no.
yeah, it was the smallest things like, hey, can I get another chair? Or this or that, and it's like, yeah, I want to jump because it like the emotional part for me is like a lot of like vendors, artists, they're like friends or people that I know, and for them to take that chance on us, because I do this all the time. Every con you go to, you're always, taking a risk, right? Like you could be in a place like placement in a bad place, or you could be sitting next to a rock star. You know what I'm saying? Like there's all these different things that could happen. So it's like I understand that importance of taking that risk. That's significant. So that's what means a lot.
It comes down to relationships too, right? You develop relationships. People are a lot more willing to be understanding when you've established those relationships with them and the level of trust, what have you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of, I would say, excitement. I think expectation was met. From what I can see.
I would say exceeded.
Because again, the people that I encountered, they were very, very energetic. They were genuinely excited to be here, as we were. I mean, you really can't expect more than that. I think it's gravy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you get past that, that's why I say, it met it. So I think you guys are in the gravy part of it, because this is just day one. I mean, a lot happened today, bro.
Yeah.
Y'all had a lot of
fast.
I've been saying moving
Fast.
parts all weekend.
Yeah.
A lot of moving parts. You guys have had a lot of moving parts, and you've executed it, flawlessly. I will say this: y'all need a bigger boat.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if we double, like this, let's just hypothetically, if we double next year, I think we still have some room. Because we did like certain things, like honestly, we were stressing until people actually started setting up.
Mhm.
We were stressing because it's like, I feel like there's too much room in here.
Really?
Yeah.
I would do it a different way. I would say a third day might be.
Third days. So I do a lot of conventions.
Uh-huh.
So starting off with a 2-day is balls.
Yeah.
But it's like going quickly into a third day.
Yeah.
It could be tough. So what we see tomorrow can, influence those types of decisions, right?
Yeah.
If tomorrow, like somehow was crazy or crazier than today, then we could, we might be talking, it might be something to do. But right now you got to kind of, because extending a day, especially like for a venue, I'm not saying this is the greatest, but just like with, working with hotels and stuff. And I think it's a decent hotel.
It's a very good venue.
Yeah. But I'm saying extending like one more day can raise your costs.
Right.
So it's like, let's look at everything at the end of the day. But we definitely, we'd love to be able to get to that.
I mean, I just think that the reason why I say you need a bigger boat is because I just saw a lot of engagement with a lot of people. And so naturally, you're going to want to do something equal or if not larger following up. So I just think that potential is there already.
Yeah.
Just one day in. This has been a learning experience for all of us.
Yeah.
And so
we shot from the hip on our panel discussion.
But y'all do this. This is what
Yeah.
y'all do.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
why we can able to do it. But
I just really, I mean, man, this is pretty cool. This is a fanboy thing for me in terms of, okay, when we started Black Comic Lords, one of our thoughts and goals was to, like, you know, to host panels, that kind of thing. That was a goal.
yep.
And it was something that we thought that we were capable of doing, but at the same time, we had no clue what that really entailed. But it was something that was in our heart. And I would just like to think that for you and Jerome Flood, that had to be a similar experience. Even though you go to cons and all that, it's a little different when it's your baby.
Yeah, no, we talked. Y'all know that, man. He's quite persuasive, and he gonna like stay on you. Yeah. So when we first started talking about it, I was like, I don't know, ready, you know. And then last year, like, he hit me, and I was like, yeah, okay, let's go. And so, you know, we started like plotting and planning. But one of the things, because like I heard somebody today, like, man, you know, referring to another really nice, you know, Black convention, like, man, y'all had more people than they did in their first year. I was like, man, we are not trying to compete with them. What they do is amazing.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if you want to talk about attendance, their incremental growth. I'm speaking of DreamCon.
Yeah.
And again, I went there. I just came from there. Their first year, they did 800 people.
Okay.
Their second year was like 6,000.
Wow.
Next year it was 20,000.
Wow.
This year it was, from what I heard, this is just word of mouth, it was like over 25,000. So like, if we
And that's a Black con too, right?
It's black, and like I say that like unapologetically, black, like, but it's really professionally run. It's very professionally run. So I'm like, but we don't want to compete with them. I attend those cons, like attend Blurred Con. Like, we're just trying to offer another unique part because, like, we love comics and we hear ComicCon a lot. From people, and you get there, and it's not like a pop culture con. Right. So we wanted to do that. We wanted to highlight like luminaries, like people that, you know, we feel have paved the way for all these young people that are in here now. I just was eating dinner with a couple of them. So we want to, you know, like really kind of put the spotlight on comics.
Yeah.
And we'll have some of the other stuff. You gotta have the other stuff, but we're gonna stay true to that. And that was, I think, what both got us excited. Because most of them are like more popular, or they lean towards anime or whatever. So we're gonna try to do, even though Comic Cons, like true Comic Cons, are kind of dying.
Mm-hmm. No, but the cool thing is, you're putting the candy out, right, to attract them into the con.
Mm-hmm.
But as they're walking around, the format of what your exhibit hall was, there's no walls.
Mm-hmm.
Like, your gaming section is not separated from your cosplay section, separated from your comic section and the vendors. It's all one thing. And so we're doing a panel on All Negro Comics, which the average comic book person doesn't know about, right? But I got, you know, some anime cosplayers sitting on the front row saying, I want to learn about this. And they sat there and they listened. And it was a dope concept.
Yeah, it was. And like I was sitting at my table for a minute, wasn't being lazy. But this young kid came up and he was like, I heard you talking on your panel, and you know, even though he writes novels, he's trying to write novels. It's like the advice you were giving is like what I needed to hear, you know? And so it's like we connected, like change stuff. And I'm like, I'm gonna be on you, kid. You know? Like I can't wait. I'm gonna be the first one to buy your book, you know? So it's like you make those kind of connections like that. Like, if you know, in a normal thing, he might not even walk past and see me. Because this ain't even comics isn't really his interest. Right. You know, he's here for the novelists or whatever. So it's cool. You know, that happens all the time.
The fun thing too is that whatever the stress level you and Flood are having, it's not even right now, but it's a lot of it's the next year. There's everybody that left here, majority, I would say 90, probably even 95% should return. But then there's a lot of people that stayed home on purpose that were the wait and seers that's going to say, damn, these pictures look good. Damn, okay. Well, then next year when they put the stuff out, make sure we get on board. And so those are going to be the people that's going to come, including these people. And then the people that just didn't know. They were just honestly just didn't know about it, they're going to come. And so the expectation for them is going to be, I want to come and see it. So you guys have already, like, I think tomorrow's going to be fair. I don't know what that, I know everybody has a number in their head what they want to hit, how they want things to go. But I think tomorrow will be fair. This is our first time as a group going to a con. We've all been to cons before, but this is a very, very well pushed con. It was no like disruption. I know you saw things that we just didn't see because we on the outside, but y'all did a good job. Go home, go to sleep tonight knowing that y'all killed it. So, I mean, I think y'all gonna be fine. It is what is gonna happen next year where everybody's excited about coming back to Norfolk, or maybe y'all might move it to him. I don't know. Maybe y'all might shift. I don't know whatever works best for y'all, but y'all did a good job.
I heard a lot of people talk about next year. That's important.
That was
A
A lot of people talking about next year.
Yeah, because that's part of it. It's like no matter how ambitious you are, like what you want to do, you got to be understanding that whatever happens this year, it can greatly influence, whether what kind of growth you have, right? So that a lot of people, it's like, man, I'll be back. I had like somebody tell me they did another convention that's in this state last week, and like they were like 4 hours in, and they was like, dude, I already made more than I made at that joint last week. I'm like, huh? But so and I had a couple people that was like, man, I'm sold out of books. I had a couple other people that are like, I got like 8 copies left, So that's the kind of stuff that really makes me excited.
Which means we got to hit up the vendors early tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's not too late.
Well, that was
I got my stuff.
That was one of my when we did the panel. That was one of my messages to everybody. I want these guys to go home with nothing.
Yeah.
So
But cash.
Yeah, but if they're able to, and here's the thing, I expect you're going to have people not wait till next year. I expect to see some people that may have thought about not coming tomorrow to show up because
that's going to be some of those.
There's going to be some people that saw some of the pictures on
Fresh
Facebook or whatever, be like, you know what, that happened today. Oh, they got one tomorrow because somebody was asking us. I think where were we? We was downtown somewhere.
Yeah.
About the con. And what the hours were for tomorrow. And this was just a guy that just happened. We happened to be wearing our lanyards. And he said, where is it? We told him it's at Sheridan. And so we're probably going to see him tomorrow. So, it's just good, man. And here's the funny part. Norfolk is off the chain.
Uh-oh.
No. It's no disclaimer. No disclaimer. No, Norfolk is off the chain because I guess there was a jazz convention thing going up downtown as well. You guys kind of hit it. That was kind of like
y'all had that competing, and y'all still had these people come through.
Plus,
that was literally right. That's walking.
Yes, right.
Yeah,
right down the street. So even if you came with your kids, we saw a lot of young people here, and I thought that was pretty encouraging as well, man. I salute, bro, because.
City was busy, man.
Everybody can say, I want to do a con, but it's a different thing. They have to pull it off.
Yeah.
So y'all did y'all thing, bro. And all I can say is that, if I still got breath in my body and I'm still able, I'll be right back here next year.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Please send us an invite.
So look, we don't want to monopolize your time. You've been very gracious with your time, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
What
you.
is that? Sleep
Yeah.
that you speak of? I've heard tales of such
things. I know your time, but man, thank you. Greg Burnham, y'all. Y'all give it up.
Right. And man, so We gonna try to shut it down at 11. Y'all gonna try to do Richard?
No, we're gonna try to go home. We gotta get some sleep too.
I have one thing though.
Yes.
Unboxing. Well,
It's
I'll
unboxing.
move so you can do it.
You have an unboxing? How do you, this guy, how do you get an unboxing when we're away from home?
You brought it with him.
I will figure it away.
All
Come
right,
on, you
man.
wanna see
Go
it?
ahead, do your flex.
You can jump in right here.
Is it, do we
You
need
can jump in the middle.
do we need to run it this? I need a
I
flex.
might need a disclaimer for you.
Oh,
You feel this flex tone.
Oh snap! So it must be hot.
He said, Derek is, let me see if I get it. Derek is not flexing. Paul just feels
where's that?
being flexed on.
Oh, yeah.
This is gonna be good. Okay. Can we start taking some pot shots at it? See if we can kind of guess. Get close. That's what I want to do. Is it a slab? Is it? You know the grade?
You said what?
Do you know the grade?
Mhm.
Okay. Is it a 9.8?
Yes.
Oh yes. Most people don't get pissed.
What else do you want to know?
All right. Is it independent DC Marvel?
Man, let's just
Just-
open
just
it.
let-
I want to get close to it.
I'm gonna go with Image.
Yeah, but is it independent? What's the company?
It's not independent.
I'm gonna go with
Marvel?
Image. Image not independent.
Maybe.
Come on, man. DC Image?
It's Marvel.
It's Marvel.
Mhm.
Are you lying to me?
No.
Okay. It's a Marvel. Is it a male or female?
Wow.
I'm gonna try to get
It's a slab, it's neither, Herschel.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with True Red, White, and Black #1. That's my pick.
Uh-oh.
Damn. Why does that sound like that could be?
Thinking about recent discussions and stuff.
Let's see what you do first. Oh, what are you doing, man? Let's see what you put out there first.
Does Paul need to get up and move over?
It's
Now I want to be
wrapped
close so I can slap you.
It's wrapped real good. Shout out to all
The
y'all.
reason I did is because of Paul, you know.
See, normally in the lives, when he flexes on me, I'm like, damn, I'm just gonna choke Derek right now. Now he's actually chokeable.
Can we all hold it, or is it one of those books that's like,
Hmm?
I'm messing up. Damn, that was good. They wrapped that
They did a
right.
good job wrapping.
They did.
That could
That must be
survive a
real nice.
It's like a
nuclear.
blurred cover.
Super nuclear.
Can you guess?
Can I?
That ain't no 9.8. That's it.
That's
8.0.
jungle action. Is that jungle action?
Hell no. Ah, it's
Oh,
in the
middle
middle.
report.
Mr.
Oh,
Knight?
no.
Yeah, it looks like a.
It's not that big.
I'm thinking Brother Voodoo.
Oh, that's old. That's old
You might
too.
be close.
Because that ad on the back, that's a Bronze Age book. The white ad on the back. Ooh.
That's Derek's favorite characters.
Black Lightning. Brother Voodoo. Second appearance.
170 second appearance of Brother Voodoo. Arguably his technically first appearance, because some people believe 169 was actually his brother. 9,
I gotta go back and read that. I don't know how people get that from that.
8,
Well, no,
He was there. His brother died.
Jericho drum, but he
9.8.
doesn't wear the brother Voodoo
So,
thing until that.
yes,
That's the Super Black.
indeed. The Imperious Flex strikes again. How you away from home and bringing packages?
I can't see it from home.
Oh, you know, it's our
That's
first
it.
time together, so I just had to celebrate that.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
That's nice. Man. That's right.
He's
That's
trying to walk
right.
away. He's trying to walk away with it. That's a what? A Silver Age book?
Bronze.
Copper Age book?
1973.
Bronze.
1973. That's silver.
1980 and a 9.8.
Silver stuff.
Oh, bronze.
And
You're
a
right.
9.8. And a 9.8. Think
White
about
pages
that.
too.
How many pages?
White page.
White pages. That's nice.
Well, that about wraps it up, guys. Richard has to get up and preach in the morning.
What can you say about that? I mean, that's a dope book. Of
Dope
course, 9.8, and that's a white cover.
If he would have had it, man, that's I wouldn't have guessed that.
Let me ask you
Guessed
this:
it ain't a word.
Did you kind of like bid on it, or was everybody sleeping? You was the only one that was awake.
I bid on it. I just did a best offer. I
Okay,
wasn't trying to win it though.
okay.
So,
And you put it in, and that was it.
it just happened. I didn't expect it was going to respond.
Wow. What was I gonna say? You got a 169?
It's,
Working on getting it?
it's Derek.
I have two 169s.
That's right, you do.
Are you trying to?
I'm trying to.
You trying to trigger me? Is that it?
I'm trying to reverse flex.
You know what?
Do all y'all got a 169?
Everybody,
No, he got
a
one
169.
No, he got one of
Mike
90.
probably got 10.
Not a 9.8, but I think that.
I just got mine this year.
So with that being said, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. Unless Paul wants to keep talking about.
Nah, man, I'm tired. I didn't get some sleep.
How about Paul been virtually kind of semi-quiet?
What?
Semi-quiet.
I've been semi-quiet. Didn't get a chance to really talk
About it. Tomorrow we will though.
So look,
because
guys,
y'all was scared.
we
Y'all talk a lot of mess before we got on about. I'm gonna talk about this. I'm gonna talk about this.
Okay, when
We all
somebody
here.
listen to all the cosplayers out there, we want to know we love you. Please don't roll up on us and think that we had smoke for y'all tonight because we don't.
Yeah, these cosplayers don't even know who we exist.
Yeah, we had somebody. You know what? Let's just go ahead. Let's be petty for a hot second.
Whoa.
We had-
No.
Who's we gonna be petty on?
About the dude say he might have heard about us.
Nah.
Nah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Oh,
Okay.
That
That's
guy's
a
not worth,
hurtful
that guy's not worth our time.
Okay. So yeah, we stand above the fray tonight. We
No.
With that said, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here.
Always
Thank you,
focus
guys.
on love.
Always love.
focus on
That's
love.
all love.
That's all. That's how it motivates us. Be love.
So with that said, we're gonna show y'all some love.
And that's coming from a pastor, right?
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching.
Pastor.
You guys are so funny. Thank you guys for watching. We will be back tomorrow with a live stream.
What time?
2 o'clock. 2 o'clock.
You better be here. We're gonna have to do a giveaway. That 9/8.
You know what?
I have some other, I have a 9.8 to give
We do
away.
have giveaways. Big Phil is also giving us some giveaways. We might have a blurred,
We might, yeah.
the blurred game, and whoever wins will win Big Phil's Golden Legacy giveaway.
Are we gonna do the blurred game? Well, what if somebody pulls up and they're like, "Oh,
Let them participate.
You know what? We got business to discuss. Just come here tomorrow at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
We will have something will be given away.
Something you're gonna like.
So until then, we say peace. We want to thank Black Comic Lords. We want to thank my man Mike Carson for joining
Like our
us.
special guest, Mike Carson.
He's not a guest anymore. He's BCL.
That's right. That's right.
He's
Our
BCL.
brother, Mike Carson.
Our brother. That's right. So I want to thank Greg Burnham for hanging out with us. All of you guys in the chat, whether it was Gordon, Tomb Raider, Vagrant, appreciate you, bro. Jeffrey Thorne, McQuan, thanks guys for hanging out with us tonight. We will see you tomorrow, 2 o'clock. We'll have more footage for you. We got more shenanigans to talk about.
Derek's gonna step to 3 and download everything, cut all those things, and send them out first thing in the
Show me being ignored without telling me I'm being ignored. Black Comic Lords, y'all. We out.
Paul, you forgot to say.